Today, we embark on an enlightening exploration to better comprehend bipolar disorder. This complex psychological condition, often misunderstood, is a vital part of our human experience. Our goal? To make this scientific topic accessible, engaging, and free of judgment. So fasten your seatbelts, let your curiosity ignite, and join us on this intriguing expedition. Together, we'll delve into the fascinating world of human psychology. Bipolar disorder, a term you might have heard or read about, it's a mental health condition that causes extreme mood swings, including emotional highs, known as mania or hypomania, and lows, known as depression. Imagine riding a roller coaster of emotions, but you're unable to get off. That's what living with bipolar disorder can feel like. These shifts in mood can affect an individual's energy, activity levels, and ability to carry out day-to-day tasks. It's not just a fleeting change in feelings. These episodes can last for several days or even weeks, and it's more common than you might think. An estimated 1 in every 50 people worldwide are living with this disorder. It can begin in late adolescence or early adulthood, but it can also start in early childhood or later in life. Bipolar disorder, a complex interplay of the brain's chemistry and environmental factors. But where does bipolar disorder originate from? That's a question that's been batted around by scientists and researchers for years. The consensus? It's a complex interplay of genetic and environmental factors. Let's break it down. Firstly, the genetic aspect. Imagine your DNA as a vast library. Each book in this library represents a gene. For some people, they have a specific book or gene that makes them more susceptible to bipolar disorder. It's like having a book in your library that you didn't choose, but it's there, influencing your story. However, just having this book doesn't mean you'll definitely develop bipolar disorder. It just means you're more likely to, especially if certain environmental factors come into play. So, let's move on to those environmental factors. Picture these as the weather conditions surrounding your library. They don't change the books inside, but they can significantly impact the building itself. These weather conditions can be anything from traumatic events, high stress levels, or even substance abuse. They don't cause bipolar disorder on their own, but they can trigger it in someone who already has the genetic predisposition. In essence, bipolar disorder is like a dormant seed. The genetic predisposition is the seed itself, and the environmental factors are the soil, water, and sunlight that can help it grow. Without the seed, the environmental conditions do nothing, and without the right conditions, the seed remains dormant. And it's important to note that not everyone with the genetic predisposition will develop bipolar disorder, just like not every seed planted will grow. It's a combination of the right genes and the right environmental factors that can lead to the onset of this disorder. So, it's not as simple as pointing to a single cause. It's a complex tapestry, woven from various threads of our life experiences and our genetic makeup. Hence, it's a blend of nature and nurture that shapes the onset of this disorder. Now, let's understand the nature of bipolar disorder. Bipolar disorder is a complex and multifaceted condition, marked by significant shifts in mood and energy levels. It's like being on an emotional pendulum that swings from one extreme to the other. The first phase we'll delve into is the manic phase. During a manic episode, an individual may feel invincible, filled with grandiose ideas and plans. They might talk rapidly, sleep very little, or engage in reckless behavior. But this isn't just an ordinary high, it's an intense feeling that can lead to impaired judgment and risky behavior. On the flip side, we have the depressive phase. This is the polar opposite of mania. Here, an individual may experience feelings of sadness, hopelessness, or a loss of interest in activities they once enjoyed. They might struggle with sleep, either sleeping too much or too little, and they may even have thoughts of death or suicide. It's a profound low that's more severe than just feeling sad. But bipolar disorder isn't simply a switch between two states. There's also a middle ground known as a hypomanic episode, which is a less severe form of mania. During this phase, individuals might feel a surge of productivity and creativity without the extreme recklessness associated with full-blown mania. And then there's the mixed episode, where symptoms of mania and depression occur simultaneously. It's a whirlwind of conflicting emotions where one might feel incredibly sad and hopeless, yet also restless and full of energy. Understanding these phases and their symptoms is crucial because bipolar disorder doesn't just affect one's mood. It impacts every aspect of an individual's life, from their relationships to their work to their sense of self. It's a condition that requires compassion, understanding, and appropriate treatment. And so, the nature of bipolar disorder creates a roller coaster of emotions. It's a journey of highs and lows, of manic peaks and depressive valleys. But with understanding and support, individuals with bipolar disorder can lead fulfilling lives. It's time to unmask some common misconceptions about bipolar disorder. Let's dive into some of the most common myths and misconceptions that persist about this condition, and set the record straight. One common myth is that bipolar disorder is just another name for mood swings, but it's essential to understand that the mood swings in bipolar disorder are far more extreme than the normal ups and downs we all experience. They can last for weeks or even months, and can be so intense that they interfere with a person's ability to function. Another misconception is that bipolar disorder is a rare condition. In fact, it's estimated that nearly 1% of the global population is affected by bipolar disorder. That's millions of individuals worldwide who are navigating life while managing this condition. A particularly harmful misconception is the idea that people with bipolar disorder are simply being dramatic or seeking attention. This couldn't be further from the truth. Bipolar disorder is a serious medical condition, not a personality trait or a character flaw. It's not something someone chooses or can just snap out of. It's a neurobiological disorder that requires medical treatment, much like diabetes or heart disease. There's also a myth that people with bipolar disorder can't lead successful, fulfilling lives. This is simply not true. With the right treatment and support, individuals with bipolar disorder can thrive in their careers, maintain healthy relationships, and contribute significantly to their communities. Finally, some people believe that bipolar disorder is the result of a poor upbringing or a lack of discipline. Again, this is not the case. While the exact causes of bipolar disorder are still being researched, it's widely accepted that it's due to a combination of genetic, environmental, and neurological factors. By debunking these misconceptions, we can foster a greater understanding of bipolar disorder and help reduce the stigma that often surrounds mental health disorders. Remember, knowledge is the first step towards empathy. We've come a long way in understanding bipolar disorder. Let's take a moment to recap. We started our journey by defining bipolar disorder, a mental health condition characterized by extreme mood swings that include emotional highs and lows. These episodes, known as mania and depression, can affect a person's energy levels, concentration, and ability to carry out daily tasks. We then delved into the origins of bipolar disorder, discussing how it's a complex blend of both genetic and environmental factors. It's not just about having a certain gene or experiencing a particular event, it's rather an intricate web of several elements that work together to trigger the onset of this condition. We also explored the nature of bipolar disorder, highlighting that it's not a one-size-fits-all condition. Remember, there are various types of bipolar disorder, each with unique patterns of mood swings. Some people may experience more depressive episodes while others may have more manic episodes or a mix of both. We also took time to unmask some misconceptions about bipolar disorder. We clarified that it's not a rare condition, and it's definitely not a character flaw or a sign of weakness. It's a serious mental health disorder that requires understanding, empathy, and appropriate medical treatment. Now, as we bring this discussion to a close, I want to encourage you to keep this conversation going. If you know someone who could benefit from this information, don't hesitate to share it. Let's work together to spread awareness and understanding about bipolar